Henry in his first season with the program, and we are ready to tip things off. It'll be Texas State basketball on ESPN+. Point guard for the Bobcats, Jordan Mason, actually their leading scorer as well. Here's Davian Sykes, baseline off the front rim, rebounded by Parker. For Georgia Southern, the lineup looks pretty much the exact same as it has all year, except Nate Bradford is not starting. It'll be Jamar Franklin, the transfer from South Alabama, instead.
Henry going with a different look lineup, really trying to mix it up and give each and every guy an opportunity to show what they're capable of with more minutes.
Franklin, one of the better shooters on the Eagles rosters. A nice pass was deflected by Banks. Texas State averaging 68 points a game. Georgia Southern 71. The Eagles like to find their mark from downtown, averaging 9 3-pointers made a game. Texas State only 4. You see the lineup for Texas State being led by Jordan Mason, but you also have to look at Brandon Love, a great defender inside the paint. As Tyron Moore, look at his first look. Eugene Brown on the wing, sweeps over, draws the contact, and one. And just like that, we have our first bucket of the game and our first and one of the game.
Brown did a nice job at not settling for that three, in which he could have took, but instead decided to do a pump fake, take it to the rim, take the contact, take the bump, and now he has a chance for an and one.
Now, we mentioned Eugene Brown against James Madison did set his career high, 21 points, but also had 10 boards, so a double-double for the transfer from Ohio State.
If Brown can be able to get going and get his confidence right at the brilliant time towards conference play for the tournament, they're in great shape.
Oh, and here's a deep three, but a foul. A nice job for Texas State, looking to even things up at 3. And that's Dylan Dawson.
Dawson took a shot there from Parker on the closeout, and it looked like that one almost went in. Georgia Southern has to be careful of contesting without fouling, and that's something that Coach Henry talked about, David.
Dawson averaging 8 points a game. Texas State, they don't really shoot a lot of threes, and they don't make a lot. They're a team that lives inside the paint more than anything, as Dawson is able to hit the first 2. But neither team really is going to kill you with size. Fairly even lineups when you look at it. Devontae Parker, the tallest man on the floor for Georgia Southern, and Brandon Love, the tallest for Texas State. Love standing at 6'9", and Parker standing at 6'9". Well, how about Tyron Moore? He's been automatic at home all season.
Moore is the guy that you don't want to get going if you're the opposing team, and you don't want to give him many open looks coming off those off-ball screens.
Tyron Moore averaging 15 points a game. Dylan Dawson hoists a 3 up off the left-hand side. Moore, the leading scorer for Georgia Southern all year long. Franklin drives in and absorbs the contact. 6'3" sophomore. Franklin, Coach Henry talked to us about and understands how important he is. You see Coach Henry's first year with the program, 5-22, but they had a really tough non-conference portion of the season. They played teams like Michigan State, Georgia Tech, to name a few.
Those type of games you have to take with a grain of salt, as we see Franklin can't convert on the first free throw, and he did another great job that we saw that Brown did with being able to put the ball on the floor, take the ball to the basket, and get contact. But to speak on that non-conference schedule, having tough teams that you play is going to just build you up for conference play, and that's what he wants in his first season, a challenge.
Now, probably the biggest storyline in this game that we haven't mentioned, Georgia Southern has lost 6 straight games, so they're still trying to find their mark. They haven't won a game since January 27th.
Besides those games that they have won, the games that they've lost a lot of close games, and they want to be able to get back on track and close out those games.
If they're going to get back on track, it's going to start with Tyron Moore and Aaron Banks. Here's Moore, float shot off the glass. Pretty finish, and also a foul was called down low.
The Eagles have done a great job at displaying ball movement. You saw Moore and Brown have some 1-2 action, passing it back and forth. Brown gets that beautiful bounce pass, and Moore gets the floater through the contact.
Moore is just so crafty. I mean, he can really beat you on any spot on the floor. If you give him space, he's going to pull it. And if you play him too tight, he's going to drive to the rim.
You always want to have those players that can stretch the floor, even though they may be dominant on one side. Although Moore has the ability to knock down the three ball exceptionally well, if he can sprinkle in drives, it makes the team a better team.
And Tyron Moore really has been the clear leader of this team on the court. Dawson hands it off to Sykes. Mason surveying. Nice hands down low by Moore. He had to guard the big, but it didn't matter. Now he's got the mismatch. He wants to go dancing. Step to his right. No good. He had Christian Turner guarding. Thought it was the prime opportunity. Turner has Banks guarding. Oh, nice feed. Dawson, mid-range jumper.
Nice job there by Dawson to move without the basketball, getting that pass directly in stride on the free throw line and getting the jumper to convert.
Dylan Dawson out of Humble, Texas, played his high school ball at Atascocita. Oh, nice spin from Banks. He'll kick it out to Franklin. Moore, another kiss off the glass, but this one won't roll. Banks open for three, wing, no. Crash on the glass. Does it stay Georgia Southern possession? It does.
Nice effort both teams are displaying, and if you're Texas State, you don't want to give that many opportunities to Aaron Banks wide open from the three-point line at the wing. A whole bunch of collision here, and that's definitely going to be last hit on Texas State.
Well, Colin Cool has checked into the game for Georgia Southern. Cool, one of the freshmen on the team. Franklin glides. Gotta love it for Jamar Franklin.
Franklin did a nice job at getting the Bobcats defenders to spread apart, and he was able to take the easy lane and get the layup.
Dawson working the pick and roll, and it was a nice feed, but Turner just couldn't handle it. That takes us to our first meet. Acclimated. We talked about the non-conference portion.
Having a brand new team definitely can do a number on you, but Coach Henry has answered the job and been able to have some success in his first season.
Well, can Tyron Moore find some success? Crow hop in the lane. Deflected Georgia Southern possession. Malik Tidwell has also checked in for the Eagles. Tidwell had a pretty good performance in his last outing. 14 points on 6 of 7 shooting. That is what Coach Henry has been wanting to see from Tidwell all season long, is a spark off the bench, being efficient. Cool. Kicks it out. Moore's got to go quick. 5 seconds of the shot clock. Looks for Brown, now down to 3. Brown's got to put it up. 1, he doesn't see it. Great defense by Texas State.
Texas State having a lot of active hands there on defense, forcing Georgia Southern to rush their offensive possession, and it ended in a shot clock violation.
Mason on the right wing. Kicks it to the corner. This guy will shoot it. You better get ready. Know his name. It's Colton Benson. Benson had 17 points in his last outing. The transfer from Army. Moore, can he respond? Off the glass, no. Mason wants to go quick. He's dancing with Brown. Bounce pass inside. Now Love working on Cool. Great defense. Oh, and how about the patience?
Big man matchup there between Cole and Love, but Love gets the best of that one.
Brown, top of the key, trigger. Can't get it. Off the back rim. In the corner, Dawson off the front rim again. And how about the offensive board, but it's missed. Eugene Brown ripped down the rebound. We have ourselves a great game, 11-10. Franklin's got a mismatch. Love guarding up top. Quick trigger, yes! Jamar Franklin. Hand down, man down, Cam.
You saw Franklin walk down Brandon Love right there, and he's really has shown his confidence with getting his first start of the season.
Bennett lost it. No double dribble. Tyron Moore saying, hey, did you not see that? Bennett rises up off the right-hand side. A lively start to this game. Tidwell. Over Bennett. That's a tough shot, but it doesn't matter. Lead extended to 6.
Tidwell has also found his confidence. With this being his 5th season and his 5th year, he's really starting to show his comfortability with the Eagles.
How about the corner jumper for Dawson off the back iron?
Dawson has had plenty of good looks from the three-point line, but just hasn't been able to knock them down.
Cam Dawson now 1 of 5, 0 for 4 from downtown. How about the active hand from Mason? Nobody behind him, slam it down.
The Bobcats are going to need possessions like that to get that momentum rolling for them, especially with the shots not being able to fall down.
Jordan Mason is a guy Coach Johnson talked about. He started the season hurt, and he said that he's getting better. He was thrust into a role that was not necessarily his most natural fit, still growing in it, but Coach Johnson said it's a learning process, and he's taken steps to stay locked in. But there's also been a lot of narrow losses. You're talking about 2 of those 6 losses being in overtime, one against App State, the other against the MAC foe, Buffalo. Tidwell, 2 seconds on the shot clock. This one tough, no. Bennett out racing. 2-on-1 situation, rises up with the contact. Bobcats bring it within 2, chance to bring it within 1.
Beautiful job by the Bobcats to be able to not only corral the rebound, but continue to have that fast pace and get a transition bucket. And there you see Aaron Banks in no man's land take the swipe on Skies, but it doesn't faze him.
Davion Sykes averaging 10 points on the season, had 9 points and 9 boards last game against Southern Miss. Misses the free throw, so it's still a 2-point lead for the Eagles. Banks out to Bradford. Tidwell, a transfer from Bluefield State, just powers his way through Bennett. That's a grown man move, Cam.
The Eagles have done a terrific job at taking it to the rim and putting that pressure on the Bobcats, and Tidwell using that frame to his advantage.
Hey, and Cam, you know what you call that? You call that, hey, getting the weight room, because Malik Tidwell knifing his way through. Colton Bennett shifty, a deep jumper. He got hit on the hand, but no foul was called up top. There will be one down low, however.
Georgia Southern did a nice job at switching whenever the Bobcats were trying to force a screen and being able to get back to their man at the same time.
I want to be clear, I wasn't referencing that Bennett's not strong. It's just that Malik Tidwell is that kind of guy where he's a point guard, but he's got the stature where he can really bully you down low. Bradford bullying that ball, straight spike down. That was fun.
You saw Horn really trying to take advantage of Bradford, getting him to the rim, but Bradford holding his own and getting that block out of bounds.
When Bradford has improved on the defensive end from what Coach Henry has told us, he's really liked what he's seen in the improvement. Working through Jonte Horn, can't get it to go. Banks drives baseline, kicks it to Parker. Tidwell and Bryant regroups. Bryant. Now Parker inside. Kicks it to the corner. Banks, quick fire three. Got it. Hello, Georgia Southern. They're firing from downtown.
That was a lot of ball movement there from Georgia Southern, and that's what you need. Having the defense have to move around, it can wear them down, and you saw they ended up leaving Banks wide open for three.
Can Texas State answer back? Double team down low. Colton Bennett was the intended target, but it'll be Georgia Southern possession because of the defense. Take a look at this.
Another look at that three from Aaron Banks, catching it in stride, fading away, shying away from the contact, but still being able to knock it down. And then on the opposing end, he was able to deflect it off of Benson and get another possession for the Eagles.
You see Aaron Banks, the true freshman. He's been so good all year long, and a great compliment to Tyron Moore. Banks finds the slip, and Avante Parker has a foul down low. There's a lot of youth on this team as well, Cam. You're looking at Avante Parker's a freshman, Banks is a freshman, Coole's a freshman.
With Turner fouling Parker there. There is a lot of youth on this Georgia Southern team, which is why you can't really get caught up until the record, because they still have a long ways to go and grow. And they've shown that they have the capability to be phenomenal in their years to come.
Baseline inbound. Banks finds Bryant. Bryant being guarded by Mason. He likes the matchup. Sky hook, but a charge. I didn't see much, not going to lie.
Looked like Brian was really using his size, but it doesn't seem like there were anything illegal done. Maybe he hooks the arm, and that is exactly what he does, and that's why the foul was called on Brian.
Yeah, and so I didn't see that, but that's clearly a foul on Brian. Good catch, Cam. How about this? Mason kicks it out. Dawson, he's been struggling from the field. Nice pass down low. Almost stolen away. Sykes finds Love. Love left-handed shot, no good. And Texas State continues to struggle. Bryant fake, but a couple steps before the dribble.
Brian got caught trying to move too fast for his own good. Shuffled his feet. It was a travel called against him.
So Colton Benson has checked out for Texas State, the prolific shooter. Love. Mason, plenty of space. He hoisted up off the back iron. Rebounded to Sykes. Sykes got hit after the follow. Cam, if you're Texas State, what is the adjustment? Because it just seems like on the offensive end, they can't buy a bucket.
They've really been getting rushed, and they have to be able to pick apart that Georgia Southern defense one pass at a time, and they can do that by slowing down. Georgia Southern is forcing them to rush.
Now in the corner is Sykes. We'll swing it out to the top. Fadeaway jumper, no good. That's the right look. Correction, it was Deontay Horn who made the pass. Sykes in the shot. Bryant baseline, whips it to Banks. Oh, Banks made him fall. Can he finish? Yes, he can. Oh, buddy.
Banks continues to do it once again as he gets the ball in the corner, allows himself to get past the defense, makes a defender fall, and takes the tough layup and banks it in.
Hey, Cam, you know what I heard when I saw that? Da-na-na, da-na-na, because Aaron Banks putting on a clip. That was clean. You look at it, he's been fresh on the scene. Last 3 games, 19 points. Also been able to get some rebounds as well, close to 4 a game. Wow.
Banks really coming into that role. As we know, when Moore graduates, he's going to be able to hand the torch over to Banks.
Oh, knifing their way through was Dawson, but he couldn't get the follow. Dawson wraps up Parker. Cam, I'm still in shock at that move from Aaron Banks.
Very impressive from Banks, as he's been pulling off those type of moves this whole entire season.
Yeah, he has. Banks, 11 points, 4 boards, 3 assists last game. Here's another look. Oh, not as much as I thought.
Mason trying to rotate back over to Banks. Banks just doing a nice job at using his speed, getting past him, and then converting on the tough layup.
Yeah, you know, I'm not going to lie. I might have been a little too overhyped because it seemed like more than anything, Mason just kind of tripped. I don't know that Banks necessarily made him fall. Colton Benson has checked back in. He's guarding Banks. Moore, step back 3. Benson was late on the recovery. Now Mason wants to go the other way. Benson. Mason's getting double teamed. Dawson to his left. Over Brown, gets swatted away. Sykes completely resets. A timeout, Texas State. Georgia Southern, a 9-point, played in 34 games, but only started 7, averaged close to 4 points and 2 boards in only 12 minutes. So he's also taking an elevated role. Benson, top of the key, will swing it out to Mason. And Mason has continuously been double teamed. Sykes, floater over Parker.
Sykes did a wonderful job at being able to take that contact from Parker and hang in the air to give himself a chance to convert on the layup, and now has an and one opportunity.
Sykes, his father actually played at Texas State a little bit ago. As you see the finish over Parker. And that also broke a scoring drought for Texas State. They're still now one of their last 8 from the field, but contrary, Georgia Southern is 5 of their last 7. Now into a half-court press. Georgia Southern easily breaks it. Franklin has the big guarding, somehow glides through. Pretty finish and pretty move, but we have a player to pain, maybe even frustration going through Dawson at the moment. Well, Texas State down by 8. They got to start finding some answers. Benson slips but keeps his dribble. Mason around Cool over Banks. Cool rips it down. Moore, what a pump fake. A nice sky-high floater. You thought for a second that Chris Nix had a chance, and then Moore said, not so fast. Benson, a little midi, got it.
Benson getting that quick answer there from Georgia Southern, but give credit to Moore and the rest of the Eagles. They're really taking it to the Bobcats.
Brown working down low on Mason. Goes straight up off the back rim. Eugene Brown, a different player at this point in the season on the offensive end. Nice pass, firing over to Nix from the hand of Mason.
You saw the Bobcats caught Cool there, falling asleep and leaving Nix wide open.
Moore, he wants to dance. Step back, left wing off the right-hand side. Benson, deep 3, no. Jamar Franklin gets the board. Benson, he's not afraid to shoot it, Cam.
Benson, really one of the shooters that the Bobcats has, and he just wants to continue to fire away, coming in at 44% as you see Cool gets that layup.
That extends the lead to 8 for Georgia Southern. Benson, when he was over at Army, he was twice named Patriot League Rookie of the Week. Played in all 33 games, starting 31. He was also 3rd on the team in scoring with close to 12 points, and he led the Black Knights with 72 made three-pointers. Nix tussled down low. Banks came away with it. Moore, he's got the matchup again. Was looking down low, and Mason fouled Cool.
The Eagles have continued to get that matchup between Moore and Nitz. I don't know why the Bobcats continue to keep switching that matchup, but that's something that the Eagles have been exploiting and taking advantage of every time.
Yeah, Moore loves it. That time he chose to look inside for Cool, but there's no doubt about it. Tyron Moore will make you pay. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Colin Cool. Cool out of Holly Springs, North Carolina. 10 minutes a game this season. Brown gets the miss. Banks, 3 to follow. Yes! Aaron Banks. He just doesn't stop. He's now got 8 points.
You have to get out there against Banks, and he's clearly confident. And once he gets that confidence, you're in for a rough night.
Banks 2 of 3 from downtown. Mason can't respond. Brown gets the miss.
That's one of the best looks that Mason has gotten this whole entire game with the Eagles doubling him.
Banks feeling himself. Euro step. Kiss off the glass. No. Rebounded by the Bobcats. That board was made by Joshua Ogaro. Transfer from Colby Community College. Here is Ogaro. Working inside over Cool with the contact. That brings this one back to within single digits. Gotten anything going. What is it about this defense from Georgia Southern that's making life so difficult?
Georgia Southern has really came out and scrambled to whoever has the ball on the Bobcats. But you have to give credit to Texas State because they still continue to remain in striking distance.
Well, you're absolutely right. That free throw's not going to help, but an offensive board will. We'll reset. Mason gathers it, but blocked away by Banks. Banks, he's done it on the offensive end, now adding to the defensive tally. Oh, Banks going dancing on Benson. Over and no. Good board by Ogaro. Benson all the way around, kicks it to the corner. Mason. He resets. Brandon Love slips the screen, working on Brown. Blocking foul. Brown might have been in the restricted area.
Brown tried to anticipate the move from Love and stand in and take the charge. But it does look like he moves those feet just slightly and is not completely set, which is a blocking foul.
Good call on the floor. Brandon Love's now got to find a way to finish at the free throw line. Does on the first one. Love, a 51% free throw shooter on the year. Goes 2 for 2. So now the lead down to 7. Cool top of the key. Nice drive by Moore, rather pass from Cool. And Tyron Moore working the off ball.
Tyron Moore doing a great job at getting loose and spotting up for that easy shot. He's really been in a groove today along with the rest of the team.
Oh, good find by Love, and even better finish by Ogaro. A three-point play opportunity. Perfect dive to the rim.
Nice job there from Love, being patient, finding the open man, which was Ogaro. And you saw Eugene Brown and Cam Bryant trying to come in and close out that opportunity there for Ogaro, but it didn't matter nonetheless.
Texas State down by 7. They've been sitting at that mark, it feels like, this entire game.
By the way this game has been going, and Georgia Southern has really come out and been aggressive, you would think there would be up more points. But to say that you're only down 7 if you're Texas State, you have to be feeling good about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Benson, shot clock down to 9. Working on Bryant. No foul call, but there was a block. Cam Bryant gave a little point afterwards.
Bryant did an excellent job there on Benson, and Benson not liking it, but you're seeing Georgia Southern trying to take advantage and get back quickly.
Cam Bryant, 6 points a game this season, 31% three-point shooter, and a moving screen called on Bryant. He's had spots this season where he has looked really good, but he's also had some struggles throughout the year.
One thing that Bryant really struggles with is the foul trouble. There are times where he comes off a little too aggressive, and the officials deem the right to call a foul against him.
Under 2 minutes to go, excuse me. Jordan Mason gives it to Love. Love, hard drive to the rim, foul on Cool. That'll be his second. We have an injury update on Dylan Dawson. Ainsley, what do you have?
Yeah, that's right, David. Their athletic trainer said it's an ankle sprain, so unsure if he'll return to this game or not, but he is up and moving around, guys.
Thanks, Ainsley. You see Dawson there. I mean, he looks pretty eager. Tapping that right foot. Dawson, an energy guy for Texas State. Obviously, he wants to be on the floor, wants to help his team out.
Dawson, a very impactful player for the Bobcats. You see Cool here get beat by Love and having no choice but to give up that foul. But like I was saying about Dawson, he's really done a great job being an impactful player for the Bobcats. Wasn't able to knock down those threes tonight, but he's a good three-point shooter coming in at 33%.
Love wasn't able to knock down that second free throw. Cool hands it off to Franklin. Benson's guarding in the corner. Franklin baseline. Texas State basketball. Great job by Benson. Coming up at halftime, some Sun Belt Conference news and notes. We'll give you the leading scores. And, of course, we'll give you first half stats and highlights. Not going to want to miss it. But we still got 1 minute and 9 remaining right now as Benson hits a three that's not going to count. That's a frustrating feeling. Finally see one go down, and then they're like, hey, not so fast.
That could have been very big, as that would have cut the lead down to 3 and puts the pressure on Georgia Southern to try to close out this half on a good note.
Officially under 1 minute left in the first half. Moore kicks it out. Bradford corner three, no. Good rebound by Elijah Tate. .21-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Sykes knifing his way through, can't get the layup. Moore, he wants to go quick. Georgia Southern's not holding. Franklin hoists up a three, stripes the net.
The Eagles continue to beat the Bobcats down the court, and the Bobcats pay the price.
Now Texas State will hold for the last shot. Georgia Southern up by 9. Mason, he wants to dance on Banks. Mid-range jumper, nothing but air. And that does it for the first half of
ball being taken from out of bounds, but you just have to be able to try to draw up a play for maybe an alley.
All right, Mason's inbounding, throws it up. They did get it off from Chris Niggs, but the shot is not going to go. He's played in 14 games, only started 6. So Sykes, a guy that, you know, as Coach Johnson talked about, still hasn't played a whole lot of games, and that's been the story with a lot of this roster. As Franklin hoists a three early in the second half, no good, is some of these guys have missed a big portion, if not all, of the non-conference. I mean, you even look at a player like Jordan Mason, Cam, who started the season hurt and missed a really good portion of the non-con. Davian Sykes that we just talked about, he didn't even play a non-conference game. He's only played Sun Belt matches. I mean, Colton Benson missed early part of the season. Coach Johnson said he came along late, and he's a talented scorer. But, you know, what I'm getting at is this team, the cohesion and just those pieces, it takes some time. And when you miss the early parts where, you know, you kind of rough those feathers, you don't get that when you're out with injury. Dylan Dawson, he's back up from an ankle injury, and he's feeling good. Three-pointer, that's his first of the night.
Dawson finally able to get that three ball to go down. He was 0 of 4 before that, but you talked about it, David. Anytime you have injuries, it can be hard for your players to develop in their system.
Oh, what a glass rejection from Parker. Moore going the other way. Wide open three, hoisted up, rattles out. That rejection from Parker was filthy. Here's the guy you talked about, Cam Mason. He lays it off to Love. Love hands it off, Sykes. Sykes, a little midi, got it.
You're seeing Texas State get more comfortable getting the crowd out of the game and running their offensive sets that has allowed them to be successful throughout this season, and now they're getting the score closer.
Lead cut down to 6 as Moore gets it stolen away from Dawson. Dawson, the Energizer Bunny, I mean, he went down. Ainsley reported on an ankle injury, and he's got a 3 and a steal.
Dawson using that ankle sprain as a wake-up call.
Oh, here's Moore. Kicks it to Banks. Banks resets, hands it to Franklin. Shot clock down to 8. Moore gets 2 in the air. Franklin top of the key, swirls in the net.
Great timely shot there from Franklin, as you see the Bobcats being able to get some momentum, but Franklin is still able to hold that momentum and knock down a much-needed 3 for the Eagles.
Can Dawson respond? Why not? The guy stepped on the court in the second half and looked like LeBron.
Dawson wide open in the exact same spot. You can't have that if you're the Eagles. They have to be able to close out on shooters.
All right, and I need to retract my statement. Comparing him to the GOAT is a bit much, but point is Dawson playing some good basketball, but Brown able to respond after the response. See what I did there?
I did, David, and you see the Eagles really combating every punch that the Bobcats are throwing at them.
Well, and for the Bobcats and head coach Terrence Johnson, they got to figure things out. Ainsley was able to talk to him. Ainsley, what'd you hear?
David, it was simple for Coach Johnson. He said we have to execute. 29% from the field is not good enough with 35 shot attempts, but he also said we have to slow Georgia Southern down if we want to win on the road.
He's right. I mean, this Georgia Southern offense is humming right now. And you saw that 3 in the corner from Brown. That was Brown's 8th point of the game. Moore, he'll try a 3 this time. Oh, my! Colton Benson tried to close out, but say it again, Cam. Hand down, man down.
What a difficult shot there from Moore, and that could have easily been an and-one opportunity. But if he can be able to get going, it can be even more danger for the Bobcats.
Oh, my goodness. Dylan Dawson, that is just mean. The stare down on Moore after the foul.
Dawson telling Moore, anything you do, I can do better, as he hits a 3 and takes a spill, but this time he gets the call, and there you saw a little stare down between him and Moore telling him that I'm coming.
Well, Dylan Dawson now has 14 points on the night. 2 straight threes back to back. 3, you're right. This guy is something else right now. He completes the 4-point play.
Dawson has had an opposite tail from the first half and really has given the Bobcats that spark.
Banks kicks it to Tidwell. Tidwell coming off his best performance against James Madison, hits the rim on the pass. Vincent surveys, gets it back, logo three, off the glass and rim.
Don't know if that was the best shot there from Benson. He really wanted it, but couldn't get it to go.
Well, Tidwell thought that was a good shot. The rim thought otherwise. Georgia Southern still up by 8. Benson. Here's the hot hand, Dylan Dawson. Finds Nix, past a Turner, but it hit off his knees. Franklin down on the ground. Possession arrow goes to Texas State.
That is him.
Well, you're better than me because I don't have my ticket yet. Cam, we need to get on it.
Indeed we do.
I didn't read what that poster said. Did you get a glimpse?
I didn't either.
Too bad. Texas State down by 8. Nix, nice find to Turner. Rim won't give it to him. There was a foul down low. Call was on Nate Bradford. That's the 3rd foul on Bradford. You mentioned Bryant, a guy that has struggled with foul trouble this season. Well, Nate Bradford has also been a guy that's really struggled in the foul department.
You see Agoro trying to get that tough finish, but being rewarded with 2 free throws. Bradford has also been one of the players that has put the Eagles at a disadvantage at times due to his foul trouble.
Agoro at the line. Misses the pair. Splits the free throws. Ogaro, he averaged 20 points and 6 boards at Colby Community College, but he also played at San Jose State and entered his college career at Oklahoma. As there's a board from Ogaro. He only appeared in 2 games with the Sooners. Played 23 games off the bench for San Jose State. Ogaro kicks at the Knicks. Cross-court pass. Dawson fires for 3 off the front rim. Rebounded to Parker.
Dawson, that was his first miss of the half.
Banks at the logo. Hesitation to his right with the contact. No. Good board. And Dawson is down. It's that, it might be that same, and you see the emotion on his face. His head down, hands on his head. I mean, it's just a guy that loves the game and a grinder. But now it's time for somebody else to step up. Can it be Mason? Shot clock down to 7. Mason over Bryant. Kiss off the glass.
Mason, nice move there. Not fazed by the pressure, and it's going to have to be Mason if it's going to be anyone for the Bobcats.
Bradford hands off to Tidwell. Tidwell almost pulled the step back. Now he will hoist up left wing off the right-hand side. Benson in transition. To his right, a tough hit. Benson immediately gets up. You see it was Tidwell who tried to get that charge. There's been a 7-0 run over the past 3 minutes of this game for Texas State.
Both teams have really took that initiative to put themselves forward in this matchup, and you saw Tidwell just a little too late sliding his feet. And it's going to be a blocking foul, and you're seeing Texas State, as you said, David, on a 7-0, trying to see if they can make it a 9-0 run to cut this lead to 3. That was at most at least 12.
We'll see if Benson can be the guy that starts to get going. 5 points, 4 rebounds on 2 of 7 shooting from the field. Benson, 92% free throw shooter. Both of them are good, and just like that, we have ourselves a 3-point game.
Georgia Southern is really going to need a bucket here, and they're going to need an impactful one to try to get this Hanna crowd back into it.
a response for Georgia Southern. Tyron Moore. Benson uses a screen from Nix. Turner around the horn of Ogaro. Ogaro, strong drive. Couldn't finish. Moore, he has that mismatch again. Bryant kicks it out to Moore. Moore to his left. Nice feed to Cool. Cool with 3 defenders around him. Moore somehow gets the ball.
Moore at the right place at the right time, being able to pick up the scraps and get that floater, but they're able to get those breakdowns from the Bobcats because of the mismatches that Moore draws.
I don't know how he found himself with the ball in that situation, but he did. Now Texas State back down by 7, the number they were at for so long. Good find by Nix to Turner.
Bobcats doing a great job at staying with the play and running the play and finding the open man, and that was Nix on that possession. Turner, excuse me.
Tidwell, nice find to Moore. Moore got Mason in the air, floater, too strong. Good find again. Nix slips the screen. Mason with the vision. Quite a while now, and obviously so it's frustrating. You go down one time, you're able to come back in the game, and not just come back in the game, but give your team a huge boost, and then that ankle acts up again. Well, Texas State is knocking on the door, as I've mentioned. Down by 3. Bradford's going to extend it to 5.
Great execution there for the Eagles coming out of that timeout and getting the lead back up to 5 rather quickly.
Top of the key, firing, no. It was Dante Horn, excuse me. Moore, spin around, working on Horn, fadeaway jumper, foul. Horn does not like the call. Texas State in the month of February has traditionally been really, really good. Since 2019, the Bobcats are 35-11, Cameron. I mean, you look at the 2021 and 2022 season, they went 15-0 in the month of February.
Usually they have the reputation to be able to turn it on in one of the most important months of the season, because it is the last calendar month before we get to the Sun Belt Conference tournament in Pensacola, but not able to do that much this year. But you have to credit the injuries that we talked about earlier because of that.
Yeah, and so the road struggles, you hope that you can clean them up. Now, the good news for Texas State is they're going to finish their season with 2 home games. This is actually, as Benson fires one a little too short. Good board by Nix, who draws the foul. But Cameron, for Texas State and their schedule, they have an away game obviously here in Statesboro. Then they'll play on the road Saturday. And then they finish up the season with a 2-game homestand.
Anytime you can have your last couple games at home before going on the road at a neutral site for a tournament, it has to be able to give you a chance to really come out and play and give your fans one last chance to cheer you on for the season.
Texas State, that other road game I was referring to, will be Georgia State on Saturday at 2 p.m. That one will be on ESPN+. And then they'll play a home game against ULM and finish the season against the Trojans of Troy. Well, we're halfway through this second half, Cam. What have you seen? What have you liked?
The Bobcats have really come out with that pressure and continuing to throw that fight at Georgia Southern and getting back into this ball game. Georgia Southern usually has done a great job at answering, but they've struggled with this full court press.
Yeah, that was on me for timing, Cam, because Texas State getting a steal out of the half-court trap. And now, look at this, running a 2-3 zone. Parker finds the sweet spot to his left. Good hands by Turner. Moore for the corner. No. Parker, an emphatic rebound, goes back up, and they'll take a trip to the charity stripe.
Bobcats did a nice job at forcing Moore to take that tough corner three, as we know that he is capable of making it, but definitely not the most high percentage shot that the Eagles would like to have. But give credit to Parker for getting after it on the offensive glass.
Parker has just continued to get better game in and game out. I mean, as a freshman, you're going to go through some growing pains, but Coach Henry has really loved what he's seen from this young team. And, you know, he said that when it comes to a message to the team, they watched some positive clips on Monday, and he said that was a bit of a change because they usually watch what they need to do better. He said he went positive, which he doesn't do a whole lot until the fall, but he wanted to show them that they're not far away. They're capable of playing good basketball, and he also wanted to highlight the blue-collar defensive plays that they had. You see one right there, a Texas State turnover.
Sometimes you need to be able to look at the good before you can discuss the bad, as it will allow your team to feel better about themselves and show their abilities right in front of them.
Texas State remains in the zone. Oh, and miscommunication. It was Tyron Moore. He was trying to fire it out to Cam Bryant, I believe, but you also had Aaron Banks.
As we're getting close towards the stretch of this game, you can't have turnovers if you're both teams, as they both had back-to-back.
Georgia Southern 13 turnovers on the night, just 7 for Texas State. They played clean. Nix spins all the way down to the rim. Vacation time to the paint.
The Bobcats has really been using this full court press in that 2-3 zone in the half court to get the best of Georgia Southern. They're going to have to make some adjustments.
Jamar Franklin, can he extend the lead? Yes, he can. Franklin, the hot shooter.
There you saw the Eagles do a better job at quickly getting it up the court, and that's why they were able to find Franklin in the corner.
Horn draws a foul on the other end. I mean, Jamar Franklin has just been lights out today.
Brown making the easy read, getting it to Franklin in the corner as he knocks down his 16th point of the day, only missing one shot, being 6 for 7 and 4 or 5 beyond the arc.
Pretty good numbers, Cam, I'd say. First free throw taps in. For Franklin, he's averaging close to 17 minutes a game. He's started in one before this one. So a new role for him as well, and I'd say he's handled it pretty good and then some.
Franklin trying to show Coach Henry that he deserves to be in the starting lineup more.
Yeah, I mean, you can potentially expect maybe a lineup change for the future if Jamar Franklin continues with this success. The lead is 3 for the Eagles. Banks is at the logo. Texas State switched back to a man. Banks, right wing 3, no. And another foul down low. It'll be on Eugene Brown.
For his tournament, they would love that as well.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, given that the Sun Belt tournament is really right around the corner, I mean, games like this, we even said it in the Open, they really can go a long way in inspiring the team and also just kind of finding those late season adjustments that, you know, hey, this might work deep in the tournament. As Horn stepped on the line.
It looked like if he were able to keep his feet in bounds, he had the chance to take the shot that maybe would have tied this game.
Half-court trap again for Texas State. Oh, Parker just lost it. I mean, he had butter in his hands, and it slipped right out.
Parker maybe have been looking for Franklin across the court, but, you know, making cross-court passes is not the best way to go all the time anyway.
Who's going to get hot for Texas State? Could it be Horn? The jelly layup, no good. But a foul inside. We'll see who it's on. And that one's going to be on Banks. This is second personal foul.
Horn getting past Banks, and again, Banks taking that swipe down, and Horn still trying to finish throughout the contact. Not able to get it to go, but can pull the Bobcats within one.
Key note here, Cam, Avante Parker, he has 4 fouls in this game. So, I mean, he's got to be insanely careful. He's a guy you want on the court, not just want, but need if you're Coach Henry.
Especially with the game coming down to a close as we just approach under 7 minutes left in the ball game.
The lead is down to 1. Texas State still on his own. And Brown stepped on the line, so a turnover, the 16th for Georgia Southern.
Turnovers on back-to-back possessions have really hurt the Eagles, and the Bobcats, considering all the adversity that they've been facing throughout this game, they have the opportunity to take the lead here if they can score.
Well, over the past 2 minutes and change, there's been 4 turnovers on the side of Georgia Southern. That's a big reason for the comeback we've seen from Texas State. Colton Benson, crafty inside, kicks it out. Shot clock down to 9. Horn working on Brown. Step back, left. Moore with the contact, just too strong. We've seen a lot of free throws for Texas State. Georgia Southern, just 10 free throws.
Nice job there by Moore, however, being able to take that contact from Mason and still find a way to get down the lane and almost converting on that and one opportunity, as he looks to give Georgia Southern a little bit more breathing room.
Now, how do you get the lead if you're Texas State? Because we talked at first, you know, it was the 7-point range, then it was really 3 points, and it's a 3 again. If you're Texas State, what do you need to do to get over the hump?
Continue to have that pressure that you've had on Georgia Southern, as before those free throws, the Eagles were in the scoring drought, so they still haven't made a field goal in a long time, and you have to hang your hats on defense.
Now, as I mentioned, foul trouble from Avante Parker. You see Texas State, Jordan Mason, who just hoisted that 3-ups, also got 4 fouls. Horn, great job, and even better job by Turner, and 1. Chance to tie the game at 62 with a free throw.
What hustle the Bobcats have really been showing. You're seeing everyone flying to the offensive rebound, and you saw Turner continue to stay with it, and he's able to get the layup through contact.
Frustrating night for Avante Parker, but also Colin Cool and Nate Bradford. I mean, Cool with 4 fouls, Bradford with 3. The front court of the Eagles is already spread thin, and now with Parker having to sit on the bench and also Cool in foul trouble, I mean, it changes your game plan a little bit, right? At least mindset-wise.
Anytime you have a lack of depth not on the floor because of foul trouble, it can disrupt your game plan.
So there's a foul down low.
Brown getting past Nitz, taking the bumps, but it's going to be an on-the-floor foul.
Oh, and how about
look at
this?
the turnover here.
Texas State with the emphatic slam takes the lead. Christian Turner, coast to coast. Georgia Southern, this is the first time they've been down all game. Franklin, can they regain the lead? No. What a comeback from Texas State. Mason going to slow things down. This is the part of the game that Coach Johnson talked about. The margin of error so small. You got to be able to close it out late. Mason, nice find inside. Nix, an easy lay-in.
The Bobcats are really taking it to Georgia Southern, who has had problems in the past closing out games.
This zone has caused problems for Georgia Southern offense. Colin Cool was stripped, but also fouled. The Eagles not in the bonus yet, but that's a turn.
And that has to be due to Georgia Southern not able to have as many bodies on the floor. As Nitz takes that swipe, looks like it may have been clean, but he definitely catches Cool on the arm there. But if you're Georgia Southern, you have to really be able to get this stop on defense. And coming on to offense, you have to have one of your best possessions that you've had in this game.
Well, not to mention free throws coming down the wire are going to be huge. Texas State, 82%. They're 18 of 22. And for Georgia Southern, 8 of 13. Not a horrible mark, but just haven't visited the line as much as the Bobcats.
Georgia Southern also hasn't been able to hit a field goal in the last 4 minutes. And that has been a huge reason as to why they have coughed up the lead late in this second half.
I mean, the offense has gotten brought to a standstill. Can Cool bring it to within 2? Yes. So 66 to 64. 4 minutes remaining. We got ourselves a ball game. Cool going to check out. Parker going to come back in. Do you look to go to Nix here, knowing that Parker's in the foul trouble?
If you're the Bobcats, you definitely have to take that into consideration, because if you can get Parker out this game, it makes your game plan a lot more easier.
Benson took a tough tumble, as well as Banks. Look at this.
Both guys taking a spill, trying to hustle and give their team extra possessions. You have to love it.
That was a tough fall. You see, I'm going to get a little wipe on the floor. This is a good thing they're okay. Colton Benson lost track of that ball and tried to save it. So look at Coach Henry, along with assistant coach Shoemate. Moore to take the lead. No, off the left side. Parker got the tip in. We're tied up again, 66 apiece.
Great follow there from Parker, getting that easy left-hand tip in and tying the game right back up at 66.
Neck and neck game. Mason around the screen from Nix. Bounce pass. Turner wide open at the free throw line. Too much mustard. 3.5 to go. Moore, spin, Banks for the lead. Yes, sir! Aaron Banks, the freshman. He's now in double-digit scoring with 11.
Big shot there from Banks, as he was pretty much quiet that whole entire second half, but he's hit a much-needed 3 from the Eagles.
Mason to respond, no. Tried to get the scoop layup. Eagles up by 3, looking to extend. Moore straight downhill. Too much, but another tip in. Avante Parker, he only had 1 point, but now he's got 5 from 2 tips. Timeout
for both teams, but you have to give credit to both of them for continuing the fight. As you're seeing, they're bringing the fight to each other, and I expect them to bring the fight to their opponents the last 3 games.
Speaking of fighting, we got ourselves a fight right now between the Bobcats and Eagles. Benson. To the corner. Horn, yes! Georgia Southern's lead cut down to 2. That was a clutch shot from Deontay Horn. .2:15 remaining. Moore to his left. Kicks it to Banks. Banks over Turner. That's a tough shot.
Banks did a great job at getting Turner to face him backwards, and it was tough for Turner to be able to turn around and swat that floater.
Oh, nice slip by Nix. Gets the little scoop layup in the fall.
Nix has done a great job for the Bobcats doing that slip and getting those easy points for the Bobcats whenever they needed them.
This game coming down to the wire. Moore, cross-court pass. Franklin weaving his way in and out. All the way to Brown. Corner pocket. Bingo! Georgia Southern letting it rain. They are 5 of their last 6 from the field. Texas State, 5 of their last 7. Can they respond again? Benson lost it. Shot clock down to 8. Benson weaving through traffic. Floater off the left-hand side. Brown ripped down the board. Officially under a minute to go. Franklin wide open. Why not? No. But Avante Parker's there for the board. Moore is going to bring this one back out and slow it down. Banks, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Floater, yes. 7-point lead for Georgia Southern. Was that the nail in the coffin?
It's going to be very tough for the Bobcats. They got to go quick.
Mason does go quick and gets fouled. Some big free throws, but how about the shooting and the clutch moments of this game, Cam?
The foul here on Parker, who has now fouled out of the game, but definitely allowed the Eagles to get that spark from him before he did foul out, and it looks like he may propel them to the victory. And you have to give credit to not only Parker, but Banks as well. Made a lot of clutch shots and put the Eagles in a premier position to win this game.
I didn't see who it was initially that fouled, but you're right. Parker has fouled out of this game. Huge first free throw for Mason. But Cam, you're still down by 6. I mean, Colin Cool, 4 fouls, Bradford 3, and of course, mentioned Parker now on the bench. He's done for the night. Do you foul right here if you're Texas State?
You definitely have to.
I mean, you have to, but
it's only a 9-second differential, right. But you want to be able to see if you can try to foul a bad free throw shooter, which it doesn't look like the Eagles have on the floor.
Yeah, that was a bad question for me. How quickly do you foul?
You have to foul immediately. You have to look to get a steal. If not, you have to foul quickly. And there you saw it was a triple team from the Bobcats.
Georgia Southern 9 of 14 from the line tonight. Inbound, Benson got a hand on it, but he also fouled Banks in the process. So Aaron Banks will head to the charity stripe.
Banks made a lot of clutch shots in this second half and is going to look to put this game away to give the Eagles their 6th win of the season and their 6th win in conference as well.
Well, and how huge would it be to break a 6-game losing streak for the Eagles? I mean, they've had some heartbreak losses. That Buffalo game, 81-82, went down to overtime. App State, 84-85, which went into overtime. I mean, even that JMU game back on February 17th, it was an 80-87 game, but Georgia Southern hung in there. Same with the Coastal Carolina game, 75-82. A lot of close losses for this Eagles team. And in the biggest and brightest moments, Georgia Southern has responded. Banks Pure from the line. And the Bobcats will go quick. Vincent hoists one up from the logo, off the back iron, rebounded the Knicks. Now Mason from the corner, no. Horn, yes. Acrobatic shot and a quick timeout. Moore's going to inbound. Bradford in this game, he is an excellent free throw shooter, 92% on the year. Banks gets it. Vincent quickly going to foul. Only 2 seconds go off the clock.
Nice job by the Bobcats to get that foul quick, but you're putting Banks back to the free throw line, and he's been pretty much automatic.
Banks on the season, a 75% free throw shooter. Now it is a 1-and-1, so that does change things a little bit. Obviously, if you miss, Texas State still going to have to go the length of the court and get a bucket. Banks does hit the first. Georgia Southern, on average, makes 9 threes a game. Today, they have 11. Texas State, on average, makes 4.5. Today, they have 5. Banks, perfect from the line. Eagles up by 7. Texas State, a last-second effort, and it's really the only thing. I know you remember that Nets series where KD
in 2021.
Oh, man. Unfortunate. Well, Horn had a chance, misses the first. And I guarantee you, Coach Henry is going to be talking to his team about that three-point foul. Because that is the one thing, as Horn misses 2. But that's the one thing, Cam, you can't do, is foul the three-point shooter. So Horn 0 for 2. Makes the last one. Inbound to Brown. Nice wraparound pass. Moore gets fouled. 5.9 remaining. Fouls on Horn. But this is going to end in a Georgia Southern victory. They're going to get their 6th win with the head coach Charlie Henry era. Great momentum boost for the end of this season for Georgia Southern. Also a great momentum boost for players like Jamar Franklin and even Aaron Banks, although he's been talked about as a decorated scorer. Great outing, 19 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 3 of 4 from downtown, 4 of 5 from the charity stripe. As Tyron Moore now has another 20-point game, 21 to be exact. Mason got to put one last heave up. It's off the mark, and we are done. In hand